Israel-Hamas war finally spreads to Africa. See what Israel did to South Africa that sparked fear. What did Israel do to South Africa again? These people can write something, eh? We know that Israel is bent on making sure they end the existence of Hamas in Gaza and in Palestine. So, and I know that South Africa has been supporting Palestine in style through their political statements. But let's see exactly what Israel is doing that is bringing fear to South Africa and probably the rest of Africa. According to the Israeli Foreign Ministry, Israel has called back its ambassadors to South Africa for consultations. So, without providing details, ministry spokesperson Leo Hayat stated on X that the action was taken on Monday in response to the latest South African statement towards Israel. South Africa's response to Israel's military campaign in Gaza has been sharply critical. So East lawmakers approved a proposal on Tuesday suggesting that the Israeli embassy be closed until there is a commitment to talk and truce. So in Parliament, the proposal was approved by a vote of 248 to 91. It received backing from every MP in the ruling African National Congress, but it is not certain if the administration would follow the proposal. After the motion was passed, some MPs chanted free Palestine in spite of the presiding officer's objections. So in response to a cross-border attack by hundreds of Hamas terrorists on October 7, which resulted in at least 1,200 deaths and more than 200 hostages, Israel began a massive military campaign in Gaza. So according to US President Joe Biden, a possible agreement that would see the Hamas free some of its prisoners is now very close. Since Israel began its retaliatory attack, at least 13,000 people have died in Gaza, according to the health ministry operated by Hamas. Israel has stated that it is operating in self-defense and that its goals are to destroy Hamas and stop an assault similar to the one that occurred last month. So Eliav Belostakovsky, the Israeli ambassador, was recalled shortly before South Africa hosted a virtual meeting on the Israel-Hamas conflict for the BRICS group of emerging nations, which also includes China and Russia. Oh, okay. So this is effect of BRICS. Okay. So the leaders of the BRICS demanded an urgent and long-term humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza and its end. President Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa condemned what he described as the collective punishment of civilians in Palestine. Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, charged that the United States was impeding international attempts to restore peace in the Middle East. So South Africa requested on Monday that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's arrest warrant be issued by the International Criminal Court by mid-December. So Kubuzo Nshasheni, minister in the presidency, stated that the absence of this would indicate a total failure of world administration. South Africa has asked the International Criminal Court to look into possible war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza, together with Bangladesh, Bolivia, Comoros, and Djibouti. Urgent and extended humanitarian pauses for a sufficient number of days have been demanded by the United Nations Security Council in order to enable United Nations agencies to enter the closed-off area securely. Earlier last month, South Africa pulled its diplomats from Israel. For the past 5 years, South Africa has not had an ambassador in Israel. So what is all of this all about? So Israel is now saying that where it's taking action with the BRICS anyway, led by China and Russia, to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu, and you think that is going to work? Will the BRICS be able to face the Western world? Are we sure this is not going to be the beginning of World War? I don't think so. Everybody thought that the war in Ukraine, between Russia and Ukraine, will lead to World War. It never. Now, the one between Israel and Hamas in Palestine will never lead to world war. They will play politics and they will meet and they will discuss and they will come and play politics again. If the world actually wanted peace in Gaza, there's nothing the United Nations should just go and divide the land and put boundary and put some money and erect wall to separate them. But by the time that is done, all of this will end. I tell you the truth. But unfortunately, they have not done that. The area is still porous, and we are still talking about peace. Peace, no, it won't work that way. That is it. So somebody says, so South Africans left the huge problem in Africa to support and sponsor terrorism in the Middle East. Exactly. That's what somebody saying here. South African senselessness is an understatement. In the whole of Africa, Nigerians are wiser and smarter. South Africans are senseless and ungrateful. Okay, Nigeria should be neutral in this fight that was provoked and necessitated by Hamas, to which Israel needed to respond with all might and power to serve as deterrent to other terrorist organizations. Israel is terrorist right from biblical era. Okay, can you prove it? First to do, the pain. Second to do, I the red. That was Martino. Hamas in Palestine started this trouble. Now they're getting it hot. The whole world is like, stop, and stop. South Africa won't mind their business. How are they better than Israel with their homophobic disposition towards other African nationals like Ethiopians, Zimbabweans, Zambians, Congolese, Nigerians that are there legally? Hypocrites all over. That is it. South Africa actually need to be very careful because their politics is not helping South Africans. Whatever they're doing, they should know that when the thing start, they shouldn't cry. They were in trouble all those years. They were in apartheid. It was Nigeria and some other African countries that helped them to get their freedom. Now they're behaving like they're smart. All right. So South Africa is acting as a member of BRICS and now making some decisive actions as if they are established. Meanwhile, they can't even stand one missile from Israel. If Israel start to deal with them now, they will start crying because Israel is a small nation, but small but mighty. You really can't joke with them. Hamas started that trouble, but now they're crying. They're regretting. Hamas is using women and children as human shield. Okay, and now even the ones that are holding hostage, they are using them as human shield, and we don't know. We need to know all of this. So that land, the world should go and do a boundary resolution, divide the place, and let everybody stay its own for life. That's what the United Nations should do. If the United Nations fail to do that, then to a large extent, they might be responsible for this war and for this conflict because it is not a big deal. It's just to go and divide the area. So thank you for listening, and let's have a comment. South Africa looking for world trouble or the trouble of Israel.